History records wars and battles. But not every event witnessed by human eyes is written into official records. Some moments exist only in memory. Some are seen, but never explained. This is Shadows of History. Across different centuries and countries, there have been strange reports from ordinary people. Reports of armies that should not exist, not remembered, not recorded, and yet clearly seen. One of the most unusual cases occurred during a time of major conflict in Europe. While armies clashed across distant regions, civilians in quiet villages began reporting something impossible. They saw soldiers, entire formations, marching across open fields. At first, the sightings seemed isolated. A farmer described hearing distant drums early in the morning. When he looked out across the fog, he saw rows of soldiers moving in silence. Their uniforms were old, unfamiliar, belonging to no army he recognized. Later that same day, in a village miles away, another group of people reported the exact same thing. Columns of soldiers, banners moving in the wind, weapons reflecting light through the mist. But no official military units were anywhere near those locations. There were no records of movement, no orders, no battles scheduled in those areas. Still, the sightings continued. In some cases, witnesses described entire battles unfolding before their eyes. They saw lines of soldiers charging forward, heard the distant echo of gunfire, watched as figures clashed, and then slowly faded into nothing. No bodies were ever found, no damage to the land, no physical trace that anything had happened. And yet the descriptions were detailed and disturbingly consistent. What made the phenomenon even more difficult to explain was this: many of the witnesses had never met each other. They lived in different villages, different regions, and still they described the same uniforms, the same formations, the same movements, as if they were all watching the same event from different places. Military leaders quickly dismissed the reports. They called it mass hysteria, a result of fear, stress, and uncertainty during wartime. Historians later suggested similar explanations. Perhaps the human mind under pressure creates shared illusions. Perhaps memory distorts reality over time. Or perhaps people simply see what they expect to see during periods of conflict. But not everyone agrees. Some researchers believe these sightings may be something far stranger. They suggest that certain places, especially battlefields, may somehow retain the memory of past events, like echoes, not of sound, but of time itself. According to this theory, moments of intense human emotion, fear, violence, desperation, may leave an imprint on the environment. Under certain conditions, those moments could replay, not as physical reality, but as something in between, visible, yet untouchable. A shadow of history. Even today, there are reports from tourists visiting old battlefields, places where no reenactments are held, no actors, no staged events. And yet, people still claim to see figures in the distance, standing silently, watching, or moving slowly across the horizon before disappearing. Cameras rarely capture anything, but the witnesses remain certain of what they saw. So what are these visions? Are they simply tricks of the mind? Fragments of imagination shaped by stories and expectation? Or is it possible that the past does not disappear as completely as we believe? That certain moments, especially those filled with chaos and emotion, never truly end? Can the land remember what happened upon it? Can history leave behind something more than records and ruins? And if so, who or what is still walking those fields? Perhaps some events are not lost, only hidden, visible only under the right conditions, only to those who happen to look at the right moment. Because not all history is written in books. Some of it lingers, unseen, unrecorded, but still present, waiting. Shadows of history remain around us, and sometimes they walk among the living. Subscribe and explore more shadows of history, and decide for yourself. Are these visions imagination, or echoes of a past that refuses to disappear?